What is up, guys? Pie Muffin here, and we are back with some more Trails Through Daybreak. Last time we were continuing on our second day here, handling some 4 SPGs before we go talk to Professor Cronkite about what we might be able to learn about what Callahan was up to. But first, we have to come here. I believe this is the innermost depths of the sealed area. Take a look at the surface of that boulder in the back. It's glowing. It must be Zemuria moss. It looks so mysterious. It just reminds me of the evolution rock in Gen 4 of Pokemon. There was like 2 rocks. There was one so you can make Leafeon and one so you can make Glaceon. Reminds me of the Leafeon one. Looks so mysterious. Alright, let's grab some. Actually, before that, it's approaching from above. Be careful. It's pressure. We must be invading its territory. Stay focused, people. We're driving it back. It's called an armored bugbear. Alright. Hopefully it won't mess up casting. Damn, that's a big one. Thanatos Jail. Damn! Those were some high-level arts. That, of course, ate up over half of her EP. Oh, nice. We can do it again. Man, redoing everyone's quartz setups after that last video was really worth it. Yeah, I'm glad it worked out. Quite nice work, everyone. Time to grab the goods. So this is Zemuria moss. Its pale glow makes it quite the mysterious plant. It looks more like a rock. I bet this go for a shit ton of Mira if we grabbed him by the root. They're important research materials, so please only take what you need. Just messing around. Pretty sure you were at least half serious. And I don't get where he's coming from. Anyway, now that job's done, let's get back to the research lab. Alright, so we can turn this other request in and we're done. Then we can solely focus on Cronkite. I don't know if there's gonna be afternoon or night requests other than the main story after this, but I guess we'll see. Alright. I love the sound some of these doors make when you open them. This is what you're looking for, right? Yep, that's the stuff. Oh, thank you so much. Now our research can go on as planned. We can't let old George do all the work, can we? Is he a colleague of yours at the Institute? Oh no, he's all the way in Arizona. Oh, that George! He's a student of Professor Schmidt, another of the 3 disciples. He's researching artificial limbs, too. So they're talking about George, okay. Bioengineering isn't his niche, but he's a whiz at just about anything he puts his mind to. A friend of his lost an arm a while back, and he's been working really hard on artificial limbs ever since. He's even published papers on them. A friend of his? The only person I can think of that lost an arm was, obviously, Laura's dad, Victor Arcade, so maybe they are working on that. Oh yeah, I remember reading those papers. They were comprehensive, to say the least. Not just the theory, but the design limits, materials, budgeting, everything. Truly a brilliant man. You're quite well connected, I see, even outside your specific field. I happened to meet him when he visited ZCF to study a while back. So yeah, before he was working for the gnomes. We hit it off pretty well. Turns out we share a lot of friends ourselves. Probably Estelle and Joshua. We plan to share this painkiller with them once we finish developing it. We may come from different backgrounds, but we're both engineers working toward a common goal. That's the whole point of science, no? Aw, how sweet. That's kind of a thing among Jaegers, too. At the end of the day, work's work. Having some friendly competition never hurts. Well, we'll try not to take up any more of your time. Thank you so much for your help. Glad to be of service. That goes for you too, Quattro, but please do try to rest when you can. Same to you, Essie. Thanks, though. Glad we could help. We should be getting close to level 3 with Law. I don't know about Chaos. I think at the I mentioned this at the beginning of the playthrough, but there's a specific point of the game where these numbers matter. I think you have to have it at 4 before that specific point of the game, and that specific point of the game is Chapter 5, so we still have a little ways to go. Oh, I remember seeing you yesterday. Were you looking to speak with Professor Cronkite? He just left, sorry. Shoot, we just missed him. He does seem to be spending a lot of time outside his lab lately. You wouldn't happen to know where he went, would you? We're looking into Callahan's disappearance. We thought he might know a thing or two about the guy. I'm not sure where he went, I'm afraid. If I had to guess, though, I think he's taking a quick break right now. There's this cafe he's taken to visiting lately. He usually heads out for a pick-me-up around this time. Oh, where is it? Well, that's the million-mirror question. The owner, Willie, roams around town all throughout the day. The cafe is never in one place for long. He just packs up and goes wherever his heart guides him. The professor has his pattern down to a science, though. I have no idea how he does it. Oh, that's the place we visited yesterday. I do remember the guy saying some professor type stopped by a lot. Neither Essie nor I can make sense of the cafe's movements either. Well, process of elimination then. Let's start where we saw it last. Maybe we'll run into somebody who saw him pack up. Then we'll just follow the trail from there. I heard from some students it was over by the church in the artisanal district last night. It sounded like it was late enough that he would have called it a night instead of packing up and heading somewhere else. We have a lead then. We should ask if anyone in the area saw the cafe the following day. Yeah, let's head on over to the church and see what's up. What's over there? Oh, there's obviously something. I thought you would want to take some more time off. You still look awfully tired. Are you sure you're all right? I just don't want to cause everybody more trouble than I already have. I never expected Professor Callahan to just disappear like that either. Nor did I. I was just as shocked when I learned of it this morning. The police are investigating as we speak. It has to be a kidnapping. He would never just vanish and leave his research on the table like that. I just can't believe it. I didn't want this. I hate what he did to me, but I never wanted it to end up like this. Cindy. Hey there, sorry to intrude, but you're Cindy then. Oh, are you? Right, you're the Spriggan investigating his disappearance, now I remember. That's me, yeah. Do you need something from me? We wanted to talk to you about a job we were working on. Can we talk in private for a sec? So your name was coming up a lot when we were looking into those harassment allegations here at the Institute. We got an anonymous tip to kick this whole thing out. I just wanted to ask, were you the whistleblower? I'm sorry, but no. Wait, it wasn't you? Definitely not. This is the first time I've ever heard about you. But I admit, he was really starting to wear me down. I started feeling like I should just leave the Institute entirely. Sometimes I want his research to crash and burn. Sometimes at night I wish I would disappear. But I just can't go public with this. He's such an incredible scientist, I couldn't bear to ruin his whole career over this. I see. I wonder who our client could have been then. Good question. We did get a couple hints from yesterday's questioning. Let's start with those. I may be barking up the wrong tree here, but have you met a man called Aster? He's another one of my colleagues. I last saw him at this morning's meeting. He was mumbling to himself throughout the meeting. It made me kind of curious. I think I heard him say they took it. If they get the evidence, he's done. Huh, that's my first time hearing his name. They took it could very well mean us taking his job off the bulletin board. You might be onto something there. Could you tell us where we might find him? He mentioned that he was doing his work on a sofa today, since the lab is out of commission. He's probably still there somewhere at the Institute, but I couldn't tell you where specifically. Got it, thanks for the info. Please, think nothing of it. I hope the professor's okay. I'm losing my words here. The harassment is one thing, but his disappearance has everyone shaken. And I hope I can bounce back from all this. I know it's been tough on everybody while I was away. If you do find Aster, give him my regards. Well, we're handling a couple of things. Whew. Can we even go in here? Oh, we can. Cool. What are we at time-wise? We're almost at 60 hours. I need stairs. Oh wait, what's going on here? Oh, this was that bored kid earlier. Yep, here he is. This theory could greatly simplify the equations we're using. I'll have to test out at the lab. Or wait, no, I forgot. It's a total mess right now. I'll have to wait till it's cleared up. I need to do the professor proud. I can't screw this up. Sup, you asked her? Cindy told us about you. And who are you, if I may ask? We're from Arkwright Solutions. Guy put out a request on our bulletin board yesterday, and we're looking into their case. It's them. I wasn't expecting to seek me out in person. I did find out you took the job, though, and that you talked to the professor directly. I saw you leaving his room yesterday. Well, that saves me the rundown. Sorry if that's not what you wanted us to do. The way you wrote the request made it sound like you just wanted him to stop instead of trying to bring legal action against him. That's right, very perceptive of you. Kudos. Do you mind telling me what he said? Not at all. Yeah, I had a feeling he'd do that. I completely agree. His behavior was reprehensible. We tried to explain that to him, but he just wouldn't listen. Nothing worked. Nothing worked. Of course, that's all in the back burner now. Yeah, one look at his lab and you can tell how impressive it is. I'm really worried for him. It's gotten so bad I actually consider going public with this. This is just too much to bear. But well, not right now. I won't. His safety takes priority. So it's not just revenge. You sound as if there's more to it. Oh, absolutely. I never met a more talented, passionate man than Professor Callahan. Who he is as a person doesn't change who he is as a scientist. He's one of the greatest minds of our generation. I still respect him, but at the same time, I hate how he betrayed me. That's what a lot of your... Wait, hold on, back up a bit. What do you mean betrayed? Above this abuse, above all else, Callahan betrayed my feelings. Every time I see the professor with him, It makes my blood boil. He does a bunch of work behind our backs, and he goes scurrying out of town on a whim. Just why? Am I not good enough for you, Professor? Why would you toss me to the wayside like that? I'm sorry, I'm ranting. No, it's quite alright. It sounds like Aster had a much more complicated relationship with Professor Callahan. One guy yesterday said some of the professor's assistants were acting real weird lately, but he put that down to stress. Well, that's definitely news to us. We're working on another job, actually. They want us to try and find him. If you know anything about where he might have gone, mind sharing it with us? Oh, you're looking for him? Of course. I'd like to think I know him pretty well. I don't like letting him out of my sight even for a second. Could you tell us about this individual he meets with then? I don't know his name, but I know he's not from the Institute. He doesn't dress like that anyway. He's real cushy with the professor now. I've never gotten a good look at his face. I only see him at night. You said he goes out of town a lot. Do you know where? Yeah, the old outdoor experiment complex. You're familiar with it, right, Quattro? Right, that building on the outskirts of the canyon. That does sound weird. What on earth was he doing out there? I wish I knew. All I know is that he would head out there with that strange friend of his. I just don't understand why he's gallivanting with some other man when he has me. Well, thanks for the info. That's a really big help. I'm glad to hear that. Please bring it back safely for me. So, I don't want to assume, but it does sound like this guy might have been in love with Professor Callahan. Not just respecting him as a researcher, but respecting him as more. Well, hopefully we can do what he wants and bring him back safely. Alright, so now we just gotta find that, the whatchamacallit. Although we did use some S-crafts, so I want to stop at the inn real quick to rest. Where are we? That's the church we have to go to, but... I'm just running around in circles at this point, aren't I? Here we go. Oh. So how can I, like, actually rest? What's your name? Lawrence. Sorry to intrude, my lady. That's obviously our computer over there. I was really hoping I could rest and recover my craft points, but how about... I don't know if we can rest at the inn over the hotel over here, but no, it doesn't look like it. Alright, well, guess I'm just gonna have to suck it up for now. Alright, well. Nadir said Willie was around here till last night, but there's no trace of him left. Guess it only makes sense he'd have moved by now. Hey there, you guys looking for Willie's Cafe? You could say that, yeah. I was eating at his place when he was here last night. After I finished my meal, he closed up shop and went off to Newtown. If I had to guess, he's probably over there today, or close to it. You can never be sure with him. That guy's a real free bird, but as good a guess as any. Gotcha. Now that you mention it, he was over there this time yesterday, too. Sucks he doesn't stick to a schedule. Maybe he does have a pattern. Might also find people who have seen the cafe more recently. This is our most probable lead. I recommend we take a look. Sounds good. Let's head over to that hotel where we saw him yesterday, then we can go from there. Thanks for the help, man. No problem. Not sure what you're tracking him down for, but best of luck regardless. Well, you could just assume that we're trying to get his food. I wasn't expecting much, but oh well. Just how I want to spend my day, going on a wild goose chase on the clock. The food here is so good, it just sucks that it's so hard to track this place down. I was lucky to catch him before he moved. Alright, now I'm feeling energized. Time to get cracking. And X marks the spot. Excuse me, you got a sec? Oh, you guys were looking into those harassment claims, right? I got in touch with a friend of mine for the first time in a while. She works at the Institute. Need me to set you two up? Nah, this is something different. Don't worry. It's nothing serious. We're just looking for somebody. The Roman Cafe that was just around here, right? Oh, Willie, yes. He was parked here until about 10 minutes ago. I guess he's quicker on his feet today for whatever reason. As soon as I got done eating, he packed up and left. I think he was headed for the artisanal district. Great, the old runaround. We sure this wild goose chase is worth it? Well, he can't have gone very far yet. Sometimes he even changes his mind and stops in his tracks. He really does go wherever his heart wanders. Well, we know where to look. Let's catch him before he strays too far. Aha! Yang, finally found you.
カトル。それに裏解決屋だったか。そろそろ来る頃だろうとは思っていた。
Strange how the man we just happened to casually run into twice is already doing such incredible work for the Republican Army. Yeah, he's developing weapons like those big humanoid things, right? Correct, he is quite a known figure within Marduk. Pleasure seeing you again. It's a real honor that such an esteemed professor remembers folks like us. And since you do, I imagine you got a pretty good idea why we're here.
ああ。君たちの立場と昨日あった出来事、そして事件を考えればな。キャラハン教授も困った人だ。動力ネットや供給網の異常、マフィアとのつながりだけならまだしも。巡り巡って、こうして私にまで面倒事を運んでくるのだから。
How did you know all of that? You got all that from the CEO? Yeah, he's like Schmidt, logically.
彼の研究内容とタイミングを考えれば、市内の異常との因果関係は導き出せる。
I think it'd be great if him and Schmidt, we got to see him and Schmidt interact. I'm sure it'd be very interesting.
加えて出所不明な巨額の資金、説明のつかない異変という要素。ここ数ヶ月、共和国各地で起きた不可解な事件とも符合する点も多い。
He's well informed.
近頃勢力を広げているというアルマータ関連といったところか。
Whoa. I'm amazed you can connect the dots so precisely. Then have all we
だったら
need? Do you really? Right, it's a researcher's duty to substantiate a working theory by accumulating proof. Any conclusion that skips over this process holds no value.
そう。いつも言っていることだ。あくまで自分でたどり着くといい。お前も研究者の一人ならばな。フィオとゼロスを完成させた時程度なら手を貸してやらないでもないが。それでは失礼する。私も私の研究で忙しいのでね。
This guy is such a pain in the ass. And here I thought he was going to be our next lead. You mind, Agnes? No, I understand. Just a minute, please. Researchers don't work all on their own to find answers, right? The wisdom they gain is built on the research and papers of people who came before them. Oh.
その側面は否定しない。それで
I was just thinking we could exchange info, make a deal. We happen to have something that pertains to those inexplicable phenomena you brought up. If you'd be open to giving us a little more of your time, I think we and that something could make it worth your while.
Oh?
You mean, is it the Genesis?
いいだろう。見せてもらおうか。 ここ数ヶ月、共和国各地の事件の背後にあったはずの何か、アーティファクトでもなく、1年半前のシンギュラリティでもない、鍵たるフラグメントを。
Here we go. Well, I guess Quattro's gonna learn about it now, too. Wow. I see now. Analyze this device for us, Quattro. Can I touch it? Yes, of course. Judging by the way it's aged, I wouldn't even say it's anywhere close to being a century old, so definitely not an artifact. All these buttons and indicators make the front look obtuse at first, but it's all organized and looks to serve a clear purpose. From my perspective, it resembles more the original generation of orbits back when they were based off of clocks. Which wasn't even that long ago. That was even still back in the Libero games we had that. It's really only been in the last, like, 5 or 6 years in world that things have really taken off. I mean, even in the Crossbell games, they were still kind of not really phone-ish. It's significantly more complex than any of those. However, this here is the work of a genius. Wait, could this have been made by a commendable effort? It is one of the experimental devices that my own master was involved in developing, leading up to the establishment of orbital technology. One of the 8 orbit prototypes developed by Professor C. Epstein. They are called the 8 Genesis. I was not aware they were still in existence. I can't believe I'm touching an orbit designed by Professor Epstein. How did you come to have something like this, Agnes? Sorry, but we're gonna have to stay tight-lipped on that one, even if you are connected to one of the 3 disciples. Like we said before showing it to you, we're counting on you guys to keep their existence a secret. I will be true to my word, and it does help me understand what you're doing here in Basel now. Now, it's time I compensated you for what you have shown us. You wanted to know about Professor Callahan's research, correct? Yeah, we've heard he was the one who developed the weaponry that's being used by Calvert at the moment. So whatever he's trying to develop right now has to do with military tech, too. You were indeed correct in regarding what he achieved, but he is a researcher of engineering science, first and foremost. In a sense, he is currently grappling with one of the field's most difficult challenges. The realization of a certain thought experiment, and the use of the physical phenomena involved as weapons. What's a thought experiment? Oh. It couldn't be. Ah, yes, it doesn't surprise me in the least that someone from Marduk would have heard of that to which I am referring. Of course, the existence of such weapons is still purely theoretical. It is impossible to create them using modern technology. Not without a discovery so groundbreaking it fundamentally upends what is possible. Well then, I have said all I intend to. Now I must return to work. Hey, I'm not following any of this. I don't believe in discussing the research of others at length publicly until it has been published. I've given you all the information that the antique you showed me justifies. Quattro will enlighten you on the rest, I'm sure. So that's where he draws the line as a researcher, huh? It's very like him. So are you able to pick up where he left off? Yeah. What's this thought experiment he was talking about? Well...
博士とキャラハン先生が以前話していたことがあるんだ。物質の最小単位の反応融合を利用して莫大なエネルギーとして取り出す技術。
I do love how, like, every single chapter thus far has been very intricate about us learning about specific things. Like, obviously, I mean, really, there wasn't really anything huge in Chapter 1. But Chapter 2, we were learning about, you know, everything with the Eastern cultures and everything in Langport. Chapter 3, we were learning about, you know, the anti-immigrant stuff as well as the racism that kind of expands all over, you know, Calvert, or that has over, you know, several decades and centuries. And then now we're learning about the technological side of things and everything that goes on in Calvert when it pertains to that. So it's all very good. It's all very interesting.
絶対に実現できない。いや、 してはいけない悪魔の仮想兵器。リアクターウェポン。そんな風に呼ばれていたよ。
Nuclear weapons, or reactor weapon as he said. What an ominous idea. I mean, even like a lot of the weapons we've seen thus far haven't been like nuclear weapons, but they've been just as dangerous as it. Like the floating city in Libero, the Liber Arc, obviously the Azure Tree. In Erebonia, we had the floating castle where Osborne was. Like, we've all seen very dangerous stuff that's probably on the level of a nuclear weapon. I can barely understand your explanation, but hearing it just sends a chill down my spine. Yeah, you could say that again. Their existence is purely theoretical. No one has ever come close to creating such a thing. The predictive simulations that Marduk has run rate their probability of being realized anytime soon extremely low. Parallel distributed computing alone isn't going to be enough to get over that insurmountable hurdles that stand in its way. Agreed. Even if whatever was at work behind the scenes in Crossbell a year and a half ago was the one involved. But that behind the scenes, it was Novartis. Professor Callahan would know about this too, so if he really is trying, that makes it even harder to guess where he could be. But we still have to find him, whatever it takes. Yeah, that was a lot to take in. I'm still trying to process it all myself. I can hardly believe Professor Callahan is attempting to develop nuclear weapons. His chances of succeeding are slim to none, but we can discount the possibility he'll make another dangerous invention along the way. We can't discount. We can't let something like that fall into Almauda's hands. We'll need some clues if we want to stop them. And that outdoor experiment complex in the canyon is the best lead we have. If he's been frequenting the place, there's a decent chance he'll have left something incriminating behind. Well, what are we standing around for then? Let's get our asses over there and get the jump on him. We'll bag that son of a bitch in a jiff and leave the cops, guild, and CID's jaws on the floor. A solid course of action. We should make our way over there as soon as we are ready. Sounds like a plan. I should let my classmates know what's going on. Well, you heard him. Let's get a move on. We're getting towards the later part of this chapter, I believe. Yeah, 57% of the chapter itself. So yeah, we're in the second half here. So yeah, let's head to the canyon. Alright, just barely in the afternoon. Here we are. Keep your eyes peeled. Got it. Thinking about it, this is the first time we've ever got to drive somewhere as a group. Now that you mention it, you're right. The truck is much more comfortable now, too. Yeah, you've clearly done more than just expand the vehicle's capacity, huh? You must have spent quite a lot of time in Mira customizing it. You can tell? Yeah, the suspension is the main thing. Nope, not interested. Anyway, we came here, but... I almost forgot you were here last night. Wasn't that because of resets? It's quite alright. I'm sure Mr. Silesian is well aware. You're talking about that Marduk satellite? Yeah, I know about it. You were the one communicating with it then? My apologies. I didn't intend to disturb your stargazing. Don't worry about it. It's bothered me before, but we need all the support we can get right now. Look, Fio and Zeros are here to help. Huh, so the Robo-Mutt's here to hang out too? He's good for ground combat, right? Can see him being a big asset here. Oh, without a doubt. We're going to explore the canyon, Fio, and I want you to remain vigilant of our surroundings, Zeros. Understood, Roger. So our destination is the outdoor experiment complex on the other end of the road, right? That's right, but we're sure to run into monsters on the way. Be careful. Potter can now use the craft Procyon Fang. So that's obviously got to be Zeros related. Why was this blocked off? There's just a monster down here. Oh wow, this is a tough enemy. So let's see it. Giant, like, energy dash. Well, if Trails is consistent in one thing, it's making creepy-ass monsters like these. Even back in the Sky games, you know, the demons of Gehenna and stuff were all super creepy. Works for me. So I wonder if this is where we have to go for this. Yeah, it probably is. We still have the thing on Quattro, right? Oh no, I changed everything, so we no longer have the thing for seeing the chests. Oh well. Not a big deal, this is the direction we want to be going anyway. There might still be a couple more 4 SPGs, but I think we've done most of the ones we're gonna get on this chapter. Besides the main story, I don't think there's gonna be too many 4 SPGs for us still to do. Yeah, okay. In case you're someone who skips over all the fights, they're gonna have a handful that you kind of have to do. Some good damage. Only downside is they kind of split up now. Alright, fun stuff. Alright, well that takes care of that. Nice work, you two. Same to you, Quattro. That dog here is a hell of a beast, huh? Yeah, he's just as tough as any military monster I've ever seen. Theo's support is proving a valuable asset in battle, too. Thanks, though. I wasn't the only one who made them. I had the rest of my family's help. Life was so much fun in those days. The professor was still in Basel. Yang and Essie were around. Supervisor Giscard was always there to support us. And Professor Callahan was nice to everyone too. Butcher. Professor Hamilton left the Republic roughly 2.5 years ago to assist with the environmental issues in the East, correct? Yeah, she did the right thing for the future of Zemuria, but a lot has changed for the worse here since. She would say Yang is the greatest mind to be born since her own teacher. And that's made clear with this weapons development work for the government. Now he shifted focus to some mystery project that I'm sure will be incredible. Essie's mostly focused on developing new technology in the field of medicine now. She's always been the one getting lost in her own world. Professor Callahan was a top engineer of his generation, but he ended up getting surpassed by Professor Cronkite. Which is what eventually led to this current mess. Yeah, I promised Gran I'd take care of things in her absence, but I haven't done a good job at all. I don't know how I'm gonna face her when she comes back. I'm sorry, just forget I said anything. By Gran, you mean Professor Hamilton, right? Aw, you try and come across a big man, but you're just Gwammy's baby boy at the end of the day, huh? I wouldn't go that far. She's family, so I do care about her a lot, that's all. She, Yang, and Essie may not be my family by blood, but they are in every other sense. I see. Heh. Anyway, this isn't a place to be standing around flapping our jaws. Let's move on. Not sure which way we're supposed to go. I assume keep following the road that way. But I want to see what's down here first. Okay, it's just this. You can't go to the bottom. Like that ground down there. Makes sense because it looks very uneven. Thanks, Mayor. Alright, Agnes, you'll be up next. Lightning tackle. We're going in the right direction here, aren't we? As far as I remember, yeah. I've been here before, but not many times. No reaction from it at all? Not even a little, no. We're just gonna have to keep pressing on then. Are you talking about the Genesis that you showed us earlier? Yes, we have reason to believe the Genocide are in some way connected to what's happening here. Really wish I knew more about them. How'd you even end up with something belonging to Professor Epstein? Well, Agnes gave Quattro a brief summary of her background and the crisis of the Genesis have caused thus far. So you're Professor Epstein's great-granddaughter? You know, I do remember hearing from Professor Hamilton that he had an adopted daughter who went missing. That would be my grandmother, yes. She passed when I was younger, however. Those words at the end of Professor Epstein's diaries are certainly worrying, as is all the trouble you say they've caused. Even if Professor Epstein did make them, I can't believe how much they seem to be capable of. We still don't know what they'll be used for here in Basel either. Even if we assume they are involved here, we still don't know how they'll tie into what's happening. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be a clear pattern we can deduce from all the other cases to guide us. Actually, I might as well ask, you don't think having something like that will let them develop impossible tech, right? No, it's highly unlikely. There are exceptions like whatever happened a year and a half ago, which I don't know much about, I admit. But that was a very special case. Well, yeah, Elysium was kind of wacky. None of the technology that was used back then has been used since. Technology is almost always developed in a clear, progressive manner, without any large gaps or sudden leaps. How do you explain the orbital revolution, then? I believe those devices, then, were only used to learn how orbital phenomena worked, as well as how to apply those phenomena elsewhere. They didn't create new technology from scratch, so much as improve the development environment and enable to become what it was. Which in itself is a significant... So that may be what we're dealing with. You can't create new technology out of nowhere like magic. However, you can somehow create a development environment that defies common sense. It's all falling into place now. Exactly. Sounds like we haven't got time to waste. Right. So I assume that's going to be our main objective up there. There's a chest down there. May as well go and grab it. Oh, lovely. Yep. I think we found our location. Alright, so next time we're gonna go ahead into this building and see what we find. Hopefully Professor Callahan and whatever he is working on over here. So, that's gonna be it, guys. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe more if you're new to the channel. I'll see you all next time. Have a wonderful day, everyone.